They work me today on Friday, the 30th of September. I come for Terrori with Una about the difference between Ambazonia terrorism and Anglophone crisis. Why me I talk so now? Because I know a lot of Anglophones that confuse this difference. So, as I talk, the Anglophone crisis, Anglophone agitation is about improving the lives of ordinary Anglophones, making life better for Anglophones. Education, water, security, you know, all the basic necessities where people that need them for grow, roads, schools, infrastructure. But Ambazonia terrorism is the direct opposite of what the way the Anglophones that they agitate for. Ambazonia terrorists, they've been a bunch of frustrated Anglophone people the way they did in the diaspora, where they radicalize the most gullible, poorly educated Anglophone youth, give them guns, then legalize armed banditry, and they legalize drug taking, legalize kidnapping for ransom for their own personal political benefit and financial benefit. That is what Ambazonia terrorism is all about. You go hear the Amba terrorism sister, they go talk boldly, openly, like Chris Anu talk. Now one of our so-called presidents, he talk and say, let us put our money together and devastate the towns of Limbe, Kumba, Bamenda. Una here, devastate these towns them. May they cause maximum chaos, maximum suffering, because now that chaos and suffering, it go bring about the attention where they need them for make them become politically relevant. Make una understand the differences. And in order to do that, they need a leverage. The only leverage where they get them, now those poorly educated shit no why blast where they don't where they don't convince them for carry chakavum cry die gun they go for bush they work at the kiuna. And those illiterates, those ones the way they carry the chakavum cry die guns, they are illiterates and themselves they don't explain afuna when the Amba terrorists they radicalize them for put them out. The Amba terrorists, they will break open prisons, all the prisons them in the Anglophone zone, okay? When you look at whether not from Bangui to Bamenda, all those prisons them, they don't break them open, remove hardened criminals them. Now the hardened criminals them, where they out there now, they don't legalize all that armed banditry, kidnapping for ransoms, and all of those things them. You can see and say this so. Those speaking them, no matter how much you go say you go dialogue with them or all that nonsense, they no go ever come up for bush. Okay, when I understand the clear difference, Ambazonia terrorism is about undoing everything way Anglophones they will ever want them. And Ambazonia terrorists, they don't come, they burn down schools, they dig up the roads, they destroy infrastructure, they kill teachers. They destroy what chief palaces and the Anglophone heritage and all the traditional heritage where we get them. They destroy everything. So Ambazonia terrorists, now the direct opposite of everything where Anglophones do not ever want them. The opposite. It cannot be further from the opposite. So may we now understand. Morning. I can't Terrori with you now. Mama, 1 year, a year. If you know 1 year, how that one take concern me? Like I always see what's our day. I don't mean for bush, as they always call them bush faller no. I don't mean for bush. Somerset, very beautiful, green. No mean a city, no mean a city center, no mean a London, the concrete jungle. No, now forest. I don't mean for forest. Yes, when I always talk to man don't for bush. Now they can't bush this. Now in that. More than 70% of this county is in a forest. Now go me back for house. When I talk some days, some person begin tell me how Say they don't pay you. They don't pay you. Say, and then I ask you, say, my brother, you want make this because the Christ say they want make the violence stop. He say now some of we would make the violence no stop, make the killings no stop. Because they don't pay we. I say, okay, my countryman. You talk say they don't pay we no. He say yes, not lie, they don't pay you. I said no be lie. But you also want make I help you for make the killing stop, right? He say yes. Now ask you say, if the killing stop, they will still continue for the pay me. I think he say they only pay me because of the killing. No be so. He say yeah, and I say so. What to be my incentive for make me the killing stop? Explain. Can't see confusion. Bunch of idiots. What is my incentive for make the killing stop? Make una understand. Ambazonian terrorists have always been criminals. Now, begin the way they go break prisons, move them for day. They enjoy the kidnapping for ransom inside bush. They get free sex. They don't legalize kidnapping for ransom, legalize taking drugs, smoking banga, marijuana, and all of those things. Then they live a very free and careless life. When they talk about freedom, that is the freedom they are talking about. Say they want the freedom to kill whoever they want for kill, destroy whatever they want for destroy, do whatever they want for do. That is the freedom they are asking for. They do not have any ideological cause. The Ambazonian terrorists do not. Whether they want them for diaspora or they want them on the ground, they want them on the ground, not just ordinary bandits. They have always been criminals before 2017. Now, Ambazonian don't just can't give them the excuse for legalize the armed banditry, for the kill winner without any challenge. They be now people the way they make what are the laws and they can do and undo in our communities them in the Anglophone zone. That is all they want. There is no dialogue where it will make those people they give up that power where they get them over una. No dialogue, nothing. All we will need for do in order for resolve this madness now for kill every single Amba terrorist. I hope so I talk and I no put water for my mop. This road it there so it no get pavement, so I need to go me for that. So I continue. I go me backwards and then run back. I did me now on my morning run today when I'm about 30 days for September 2022. As I be the talk, the Amba terrorists we could need for kill them. Now the only solution that because person where they talk about dialogue, you go dialogue with those kind of shit no white blast terrorists them. Where they already get everything where they want, free sex, free money, they get no accountability, they kill whatever they want for kill whoever, they do whatever they want to do, whenever. They've been kings and queens for their community. So there is nothing like appeasement. There is nothing like providing them with economic opportunities or whatever nonsense where Anglophones they make them. One of the problems where Anglophones they get them. Now this corny where flop for their belly, where they receive white so they call them black. They receive something where big green so they call them red. They receive the Amba terrorists, they can't commit atrocities so they find way for blame Napobia. And when you're there in that kind of situation where you don't get the ability for distinguish between what is right and wrong, you don't get the ability for to speak the truth, even when it be so glaring and so obvious, then that kind of people cannot be helped. And now why do you see the Anglophone population since from the 1950s, when they were still being a trust territory under the British, and then of England now, part of Britain, since where they were still being a trust territory, the Anglophones could not ever get whatever they wanted because they did not have a consensus amongst themselves, because they are a divided people. And every people, where they be divided, are a people that are easily conquered, easily manipulated, and easily ruled, and they will never have what they want. So what they want. And now why that way? They will create multiple political parties them. Endele create their own, Muna create their own, Foncha create their own, any man get their own political party, and then they can't shit on, they knock their heads around this, they knock they fight amongst themselves. They want to talk, say, no, maybe we'll go back for Nigeria. Sorry again, no. My line don't cut small now because I do our day. I didn't for bush. And then in for forest for Somerset. So the connection not be that good. So as I be talk, because of the disunity amongst the Anglophones them back in the days, in the 50s, now why that way? They could not have an influence. They did not have the big influence. The British, they forced them, they tell them, say this, so you have only two options. You will join Cameroon or you will join Nigeria, and we advise you to join Nigeria. So they talk say no, not lie. We don't already see the open eye for Nigeria. We go better go join Cameroon back. So now they vote, they join Cameroon. And the only reason why they even accept that vote for that plebiscite, 11th of February 1961, now because that plebiscite will be run by the United Nations. Okay? It don't be as until be run by Cameroon or whatever. At that time, Cameroon be an independent country, they mind business. Now the United Nations run the plebiscite, and it come out the way we come out, they join Cameroon. By 1966, that fight still there, serious fight, Anglophone versus Anglophone, domo, fight. All the institutions, the way the British, first of all, the British, they don't build nothing for Cameroon. But the small things the way they believe in, like the Cameroon Bank, this is and that, Public Works Department, now Anglophones, they run them all down. West Cameroon, nobody even pay salaries to workers. They could not even pay the salary for the workers. Don't mind the mob where they can't talk and today say, now Cameroon government don't bring down West Cameroon or bank or whatever nonsense. All of that thing them, now Anglophone Cameroon, and they destroy them. They destroy all those things them. They want to talk about airport, this and that, other nonsense. Now them destroy them. With their incompetence. By 1966, they dissolved their political parties and now for form a one-party system inside Cameroon. Make una hear, no man forced them say make una dissolve una political parties them. Now because the infighting was too much. Foncha dissolved the political party. Muna Ndele Ona, they dissolved their political parties them for form one party system inside Cameroon. One party system. Now Anglophones they do that one. And then make una not also forget there are other things that are happening, which we call and say geopolitics, because the politics inside Cameroon, it not just affect Cameroon, but it affect which way they happen inside Chad, Niger, Nigeria, and Central African Republic, Congo, Gabon, and all the other neighboring countries them. So which way they happen around the West Central African area, it also affect politics and policies inside Cameroon. So make una also look just outside of Cameroon, the neighboring countries them of Cameroon. You go also for try to understand the political situation at that time in the between 1961 and 1972, in those 11 years. Now what happened? Which massive, biggest political thing it happened in that sub-region for those years? Thank you. So you see, if you look at Nigeria, by 1967, even before that, in the mid-90s, you get coup d'etat, plenty coup d'etats inside Nigeria. I think they will get like 4 or 5 coup d'etat them within the first 6 years of independence inside Nigeria. Within the first 6 years, from 1961 or 1960, where they get independence for October, to 1966, they don't get like 4 or so coup d'etats, or 4 or 5. By 1967, what happened? Nigeria get that Biafra war, where the eastern region, Enugu, eastern region, where the Igbo people them, they said they want to secede for form a country called Biafra. Una think said that war will last 2.5 years up to 1970. Una think said that war it never get effect across the border inside Cameroon. It did, politically, socially, and in every way. It will get a direct effect in the policies, the political calculations that were being made in Cameroon. You look at the way Cameroon comes together. Even the international community, they start to advise Cameroon. They advise Foncha, Endele, they advise Amadou Ayijo. Tell them, say, dissolve this thing when we call and say federation. Nigeria, next door to Una, federation. One of the states of Nigeria, the Eastern Bloc, it ask for total and complete independence and autonomy. If we now leave Cameroon, the federation where it day, with the English side, West Cameroon, and the French side, sooner or later, what will happen for Cameroon, for Nigeria, it will happen for Cameroon. The West Cameroon, it will start a call for complete independence, for secede, because they already get a government, they already get all those things that dissolve that nonsense called federation. And besides, it was too expensive to run, which is a fact. And also, they want to harmonize the system for MECAM so that you get equal pay, salaries, and all of those things then for the workers then for the whole country. Because at that time, West Cameroon, when an Anglophone zone, their workers, they will get lesser salaries. They're not going to get the same pay for the same work compared to their East Cameroon counterparts. So now the West Cameroonians, they happily, gladly beg Amadou Ahidjo. They go out for campaign, send me the vote for that referendum for 20th of May 1972. Say yes, we vote, we beg una vote for yes, for one country. One country, the United Republic of Cameroon, one country, no federation, we want united. Now, Foncha, political miscalculation. They miscalculate and then they fire. They misfire. A few years later, they realize the mistake where they make them. But it's too late. Una no write them down in the law. When we create the United Republic of Cameroon, we not be write them in the law say it was a trial basis. We could try the unitary state for 10 years or whatever, and then there will be another referendum. And then at that time, if the second referendum is still confirmed, say the people they want for being a United Republic, then it will stay. But if this, we not put them down in writing, we not put them down into law. So who are you to blame? So a person will talk today, so Amadou Ahidjo be fool we. You cannot fool a people that are not fools. So if we be stupid and not politically immature, politically juvenile, when they fight amongst ourselves, instead of looking at our own collective interest, when I go for they play, they use when I play tabalade. Then when I want can blame na who? When I want blame na Ahidjo, I beg. Yeah, so I don't just hear my Bluetooth headphones, it don't go off. I don't know if I still hear me. If when I still hear me, when I tell me say when I still hear me, I go pause for a minute and see if I still hear me. Right? I'll wait for a response. When I still hear me, better days ahead, I see you there online. Even when I still hear me, let me know. Because they like my Bluetooth headphones, it don't disconnect. Anyways, I can't end the live broadcast so because I want stretch these big Africanized legs. I want run another 3 kilometers. I have to do it in about 14 minutes. Did I say 14 minutes? Maybe less. Now only 3 kilometers. Then I go me back for us, go wash. I get other things and for do in my life. When I hear me. Right, so because my Bluetooth headphones don't disconnect and I don't know whether I want to hear me or not, I'll go end the live broadcast.